Good morning, 9 o'clock a.m. Halloween! Happy Halloween! I am dressed up for Halloween. How about that? You didn't think I was going to wear a costume, did you? Wait, what? Doug, you're not wearing a costume. No, I'm wearing my Halloween shirt. It's pumpkin colored, right? Doesn't that count? I better confirm I got audio here. Let's see. There. Oh, I do still have that wine in the background. And as I'm looking at my audio graphic spectrum analyzer, I don't know what, I'm going to show it here to you here. See this graphic down here that I'm pointing at towards the bottom? Ignore the picture in picture. Now when I stop talking, watch what happens to that. It didn't go all the way down. When I'm talking, those of you who have good audio on your side should be hearing a kind of a sine wave, a tone, a high-pitched tone. Now, in my experiments, I've been able to get rid of that by coming in here. See, I'll drag that over to this screen so you can see what I'm doing. And then go to Device Settings. And then, let's see, Audio Microphone. Click on the gear icon for the microphone. Then up here where it says noise suppression, right now it's set to NVIDIA. All I need to do is switch it to the other choice, which is default. If it was already on default, I could switch it to NVIDIA, and that would fix that background sine wave noise. So let's see if that works this time. So I made that switch, but it's not applied yet. Cancel out of here and then click Apply. Now when I stop talking, notice the graphic analyzer down here, whatever I'll call it, it goes all the way down to the bottom. So now that high-pitched noise in the background should be gone. Now let's go take a look at this. What happens if I switch this back to NVIDIA? Because it now sound is back. Well, that's interesting. That is just totally flaky, obviously. So now there should be no background noise and the audio should be back. I'm going to get a confirmation by unmuting here. And I heard that. You didn't hear it as an echoing because I don't have sound going over. See, I've got this X right here on the speaker. So when I play a sound on another tab, you don't hear it. All right, so that's background mechanics that many of you don't care about. This is Windows Daily Helpline number 320. Myself in the chat room stand ready to respond to your questions about your computer issues. And you can send a question to this email address. Myself in the Zoom room would be happy to respond to challenges. And we do have some things to respond to today. Or you can send an email or you can put a comment on any video or you can ask in the chat room. However, if you're new to the channel, you won't be able to chat because due to a certain 10-year-old troll on the internet who's just harassing us a lot, I had to tighten up. So the way that you can get authorization to chat is I have to make you an approved user. The way you do that is make a comment on any of my videos. It'll show up on this comment screen that I check to do one of these shows and just ask to be an approved user. I will check up on your channel. If it was only created within a day or two of today, then I'm probably not going to do it because I think you're that 10-year-old troll. Kids these days, what are you going to do? Let's see, Dennis says, the only reason I asked about that YouTube live page is because YouTube kept offering it for a redirect. I think I fixed that problem by actually doing a live, then deleting it afterwards. Well, with that explanation, I realized, Dennis, that I have had that same problem. And then I went poking around and I think maybe I have that same problem right now and didn't even know it. So I got a few things to ask about this. First, one thing, Dennis, after you did that, when you go back to the YouTube studio and you click on this record button, do you confirm that you still have all of this here? I think you do. Now, on this redirect question, though, I've had this in the past and I wound up fixing it the same way I think you described doing it. So I'm going to show you that I think I have that problem right now. And actually, let's come back here to this record button. This one says Ken Stout Live Consulting Session 2A, right? Well, keep that in mind. Come back to here. Go to Edit, Customization, Redirect, and here's that Ken Stout Live Consulting Session. Is it 2A? If I actually select that one to send a stream to, yeah, it's 2A. So it's exactly that one. It looks to me like I have exactly the symptom that Dennis was describing and did not know it. Let's see. So how to get rid of that? Because it doesn't show up in YouTube Studio. Let's go, well, duplicate this tab and go to, I don't want the in stream. I want to go back to YouTube Studio, not the live studio, but the studio. So I go to content, that Ken Stout show is not showing here as a scheduled stream. Yet it shows that I can redirect to it as a stream that has not run yet. Videos from your subscribed channels, search videos from other channels. This is other channel, videos from your subscribed channels. Search from other channels. Search your, oh, these are my videos. These are my videos here. I don't know why it says videos from your subscribed channels here, because that's not what this is a list of. This is a list of my videos. Well, this is another example of YouTube being really clear and forthright, logical, sensible in their explanations, descriptions, and labelings. Not. So how do I get rid of this? Well, I think it's the same way that Dennis just got rid of it for himself, is if I just come back here after the stream is over, and then I can't start a stream from here. So the way that I can start a stream that I think will go here is by going to my XSplit. I'm going to push the button now. That's going to switch you over to my XSplit screen. And then when I start a stream, I can't end the stream. Oops, I can't show it here. But when I go to select which scheduled stream I want to use, I can select something called Stream Now or Go Live or something like that, where it just starts sending the stream. I think that'll clear it. But Dennis, I would like to know, do you still have the same content on this red dot that you were showing in your photo? Actually, I want to go back and look at that photo, because now I just realized that maybe his screen showed. Now his screen, here's the photo that he sent me. The title was, "How do you remove this?" I'm guessing that he edited that just to ask that question directed at me. So I don't know. We'll find out. Was I wrong in the answer that I gave yesterday? Let's pop out chat, and then I'll go on to an email that Martin Hogg sent. Let's see. Jim was mentioning about that background sound. Where was it? I've been annoyed by that background sound for months. Yeah, me too. When I go back and now, do we confirm that that background noise is gone? Let's see, kind of scanning through, looking. When you switch back, all audio stopped, it's back. Yeah, I don't see a confirmation that that is gone. John Williams, good trailer. That was one of Lady Gaga's trailers. Darren, go home. Hi. Dennis gives a link to. How come that doesn't show up as a link? To the Lady Gaga full version. Hello. Let's see. William Dawson. Hello. Alice. Hello. Happy Halloween. Rick Lakes. Good morning, Brian. Trick or treat. Alice to Brian. Greetings. Nice shirt from Alice. Thank you. It's Pumpkinhead. Yep. Tone is heard from Selden. I checked before starting the show, and the tone was not there. The equalizer. Give me the right word for that. The meter, the audio meter. It indicated that the background noise was not there before starting the show. Was able to find the bit recovery key for client's ThinkPad. Luckily, I had made a copy for myself as the client lost 2 copies of this information. Awesome, Greg M. He told us a while back that he had a client that lost their BitLocker recovery key. And turns out that he had made a copy for himself. Awesome. Yep, tone is gone from Selden. Tim Cruz, guess what, you guys? I got good news. Alice knows sound. Speedy C, sound good now. Rick Lakes, John Williams, Selden Ball. When you switch back, all audio stopped. It's back now. And my mom finally called Spectrum. That's what Tim's good news is. Tim Sowell, good morning. There's a tech coming out to our house between 2 and 3 p.m. I can't wait, from Tim Cruz. Jim says he's been annoyed by the background sound for months. Jim KJ3N, caution, viewer discretion advised. I'm about to address an issue for Martin Hogg that you might want to just stop watching and just viewer discretion advised. Because I know your reaction, what it's going to be. Tim Cruz, to fix, I think I do. Smarty pants me. To fix our slow speeds, that's why the Spectrum's coming out. Selden Ball, intermittent max headroom stutter. Okay, right now. Okay, so that's the video stutter. When I'm moving around with my camera, there's been some problems with it stuttering. I wonder if that was connected to the audio malfunction. Was the headroom stuttered while the background hiss was there? Jeff Ryman, good morning from Bass Elementary School in Las Vegas, where I'm watching a Halloween parade. Oh, that's fun. Dennis, yeah, that YouTube live page regenerated itself in front of my eyes. And maybe without a title. Did it have a title when it regenerated? Because it probably still didn't say, how do you remove this, or whatever that photo title had. Long dog to Jeff. Hi, looks like another year's gone by so quick again. It's Halloween already. Jim, the whole video paused on me for no apparent reason. Right arrow made it start again. YouTube screwing with me and my ad blocker. Could be. Selden to Jim, no pause. Long dog, Win key, Shift, Control, Alt. Win key, Shift, Control, Alt is a good key combination to remember to reset the graphics card. No, that's not quite right. But I wonder if it all resets things like streaming software. That key sequence is Windows, Control, Shift, B, not Alt. I believe I'm saying that right now. Windows, Control, Shift, B. And I'm not going to do that during a live stream because that resets the graphics card. And yikes, what will that do to a live stream? The way that I remember it is it involves the 3 keys to the leftmost of the keyboard. Therefore, the Alt key is not involved. So Windows, Control, Shift, and the letter B for graphics card. B stands for graphics. Maybe I can get a job at Burger King. I'm lost and confused. I have no clue what I'm doing, from Ken. At the same time, I hope, from Long Dog, at the same time, I hope I remember the key combination correctly, leaving work on boards with built-in graphics. They get some kind of reset, but I wonder if it resets the software that is running also. I don't think so. Jim got paused again. The same crap I've seen on Carrie streams. Larry Wood, good morning, everyone. Speedy C, no background noise now. I'm sorry, Speedy. He wants me to use a friendly vernacular with. Don't be so formal, Doug. Don't call me Speedy C. Call me Speedy. I'm just having fun with you, Speedy. No pausing here either from Brian. Spectrum analyzer. Okay, spectrum analyzer. That would be the word, a good word to use on it. Thank you, Jim. Dennis, I deliberately made the YouTube link like that. The code at the end is valid. Oh, okay. Let's see. That was like before the show. The code at the end is valid. So if I take that and paste that into a browser, and wow, I don't get it. I don't get it. How do I use that? Or do I use that on a YouTube page? Oh, okay. Well, it did a Google search to find it. Let's see if I go into YouTube and maybe paste that here. Okay, well, that's still a search for it. Didn't actually go straight to the video. The video is in the search results. William Dawson, hello. Alice, happy Halloween. Rick Lakes, Brian, trick or treat. Alice, nice shirt. It's pumpkin head. Oh, I was already there. I went back up to the top because I was looking for that link. Deliver YouTube link like that. On Dr. Ken Stout, that's kind of how I feel when I'm starting to have low blood sugar issues. I get lost in things that I should know very well, not making a suggestion here, just using the opportunity to pass on something. Opportunity to pass on something. I am attesting it to old age. I am attributing it to old age. Rand Israel says if referring to the hiss, it's softer, but I still hear it. So I'm going to stop talking here and have another look at that. Little tiny. It's trying to poke its head up a little bit. Yeah, maybe that's it. But I am referring to that hiss. Ken Stout. Their title was the same as I had it before. Okay, thank you. Larry Wood, stop. Stream lost, focused on text. Stream lost, focus on text. I don't know what that means. Need some more words. On Doug, yep, Doug, you are right. Win key, shift, control B. I definitely need to make some kind of personal quick list for the key combinations I think I'm going to use. I don't use it very often, but it would be nice to have a list that I created. Dennis, new problem. I'm currently unable to schedule a members only video for a public premiere. Schedule a members only video. Well, I don't have the members feature active. I don't think I'm even qualified for it yet. Unable to schedule a members only video for public premiere. So let's see, if we go to the studio, come to the calendar, schedule stream, reuse settings, and then when choosing, go to the next page, where is it? Oh, here, members only. Oh, I have a members only button. But only members can watch it. Put in the date and time. So, Dennis, what happens is it this screen isn't available to you or what? If I go ahead and put that a day out, click done, can I schedule a members only stream? I didn't think I was even qualified for members only yet. Your members only stream has been created. Eligible members with notifications turned on will be notified. Moderators who aren't members of this channel won't be able to access members only live stream. Of course, none of you are going to see it because none of you are members because I haven't promoted that. Here's this upcoming, scheduled, and it says members only paid members. All right, for now I'm going to leave that there to see if Dennis has any more follow-up. It just reproduced this problem on his second PC. But it would be nice. Let's see. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. John Williams, we have Spectrum. Not sure how they know I'm getting better speeds after I. We have Spectrum, and not sure they know I am getting better speeds after I told them it seemed a bit slow. Okay. Brian to Larry, check your quality settings. Little gear icon bottom right. John Williams, 22 watching, 6 likes, just reproduced. I cannot select the scheduled section. This cannot select the scheduled section. What is a scheduled section? What is a scheduled? There's no section there called scheduled. I'm going to go to here. Here's a schedule I guess this is the scheduled section. You can't choose the visibility choices in here. Maybe send me a photo of what you're experiencing. I'm going to move on to Martin Hogg and see if you get. Speedy says, no worries, all good with Speedy. Doug takes Speedy for a spin. Okay, so now I'm going to bring up Martin Hogg's original email. We had a couple emails back and forth. Here's come down here. Let's see, I don't think I have a show to redirect to today, so I'll take a sidetrack to Ken Stout because this is going to be shorter. Ken Stout sent an email yesterday. I left your streams on after they ended to see when the comments underneath would show up. After 8 minutes, I gave up and tried a new experiment with snipping tool. I got a picture of Ken sitting on his snipping stool, snipping away at YouTube videos with scissors to edit them with paste. I left your streams on. The first thing I said, what do you mean my streams? I only did one Windows Daily stream. I'm guessing he had multiple tabs open with the same stream. Left them on, waiting to see the comments show up because of the conversation yesterday about somebody would have to put a comment on a video. It doesn't have to be today's video. It can be any video because any comment, a new comment on any video will show up on that comments tab on my next Windows Daily. So I'll see somebody's request to be an approved user so they can participate in the chat room. Now, also I have moderation turned on for comments, so they won't show up right away on comments on a video until I approve them, until I approve the comment, but I will see the request. As you can see, 2 of the snips do not have the comments while one does. I opened a new tab to test my idea and it works. Thanks. Long-time listener, first-time emailer. Well, Ken Stout, we're glad to have you here in the community. We're a friendly community here. I don't think anyone's going to harass you, except if you get on the bad side of Ken Stout. He might give you trouble. Now, this picture, I think these are the 2 different tabs he had for yesterday's stream. I know it's hard to see. All he's showing here is that the comments section is not available here. It is available here, and the comment section is not available over here. And I think, Ken, if you'll leave the tabs open and wait for a few minutes and then refresh, I think you have to refresh that page. If you just leave those tabs sitting there, I don't think the comment section will just appear in front of your eyes. I think you have to refresh or go to a new tab. Let's see. So my watch just informed me that Dennis gave me an update by email, and he gave me a picture. So here, members only, all channel members, and in the, let's see, YouTube problem, I cannot click and select the schedule section. Oh, down here, he can't click to schedule when that members only is going to run. And then here in members only, he can choose whether it's all members or, I don't know, can you limit what channel members can see? Now he's got a cancel and a publish down there at the bottom, there it is, cancel and publish. Publish is not clickable. So he can't click to schedule. Now, let's see. So this is in here. If I go back to schedule a stream, reuse settings, go next, 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 members only. And down here is the schedule section. And he doesn't even see a date and time. How about refresh? Can you hit refresh up here at that point? And that's probably going to take you out of that one that you're configuring, yeah, like it did for me. What's back here? How about this, Dennis? Can you do this? Here's an idea. Okay, I'll reuse those settings. Next, next, next. Do it as schedule as an unlisted. I'll put it out there 2 days. Schedule it as unlisted. Then it's going to save this. And then we'll go edit it. Right, this is the one I put 2 days out. Yeah. We'll go edit that. Scroll down. Change visibility to members only. And done. See if you can do it that way. Your members only live stream has been created. Yeah, schedule it as unlisted, then change it to members only. See if that'll work. Maybe. Now, let's get on to Martin. Jim KJ3N, viewer discretion advised. You might not want to watch this. From Martin Hogg. Hi, Doug. This may seem strange, but hope you can help. I have a customer, a small Lenovo laptop, which the customer would like upgraded. It's a Lenovo IdeaPad S130 11IGM. However, on investigation, I see that it has a hard drive with only 56.9 gigabytes. It's a SanDisk DA4064, RAM 4 gigabytes. The RAM is soldered to the motherboard, and the hard drive is a chip on the motherboard. When I remove the base, I see it has a slot for an M.2 NVMe drive. Now, an M.2 slot might not be for an NVMe drive. It might be for a the other drive that's not NVMe, the lower level. Somebody's going to tell me in chat what the name is. As Jim says, here we go again. So I have cloned the hard drive to a 256 gigabyte M.2 drive. He's not saying here whether it's an NVMe or whether it's the other one, SATA, M-Data, SATA, M-SATA, whatever that is. Via USB enclosure. So my question is, can I install the cloned M.2 drive, making it the only bootable drive with all data and apps, and disable the slow onboard drive chip? Is this possible, or will the computer refuse to boot? So I have several different levels of responses to this. You're going to want to investigate whether the M.2 that you're using is compatible with the BIOS of that computer, because a newer generation M.2 might not be compatible with the BIOS for that computer. So that would be an unknown. And when you try to investigate it, you might have a lot of trouble investigating it, as I'm about to explain why that might be. Ay, caramba. Jim, I hope you're not watching. So when I went to investigate this, I went poking around looking for manuals and information about that computer. And it is a, let's see, did he actually say it? Yeah, Lenovo IdeaPad. So here's a Lenovo IdeaPad S130 11 IGM SATA SSD upgrade. So here they're upgrading the SATA, the 2.5-inch SATA SSD. This is it right here. This computer has a 2.5-inch drive in it. This does not match the photos that Martin sent to me. I asked him for some photos. So let me show you the photos of his computer. Now, unfortunately, he took the photos with an iPhone and sent them to me by a bunch of photos by email from his iPhone, which shrinks them down in resolution. So I can't zoom in very well. I think this is what he's showing me is what he thinks is the M.2 slot. I don't think that is, whatever those fingers are there. I don't see, is this what the usual gap in an M.2 is not that wide. I'm not certain that that is an M.2 slot. Now let's move on to the next one. And the manuals were just really not useful. So here's another angle, I think, of that same slot. And those things that we were seeing that looked like connectors for an M.2, here they just look like almost traces. Well, it doesn't really look like an M.2 socket. Then here's a bigger photo of the computer. It looks like a battery. This looks like a battery. Well, in that YouTube video, that's not at all. There's no two batteries here. So I had asked him to give me, among the pictures I asked for a picture of the label that's attached to the computer. He didn't give me that. Maybe there isn't one. I don't know, because he didn't give me big pictures all around the computer either. Because I was thinking sometimes there's, I don't know if I think it was HP computers. Sometimes there's an additional SKU number in addition to the model number. You need a model number plus this additional SKU number or product ID code to get the specific revision or perversion of the computer, that it's a little bit different. I think they have multiple different models of the S130 11 IGM, even though that is the model number. And I was poking around. I have reason to suspect that there's a few different redesigns of it. I don't know. So this is the photo of Martin's. Here's the CMOS battery there. This area right in here is pretty small. I was thinking at first that might be the space for a 2.5-inch drive, but I don't think so with how big that battery is, if that indeed is what that is. There's the Wi-Fi card. That I don't think that's a battery. Now let's go on to the next one. Here he's showing us DA4064. That's where he says that soldered on storage drive is a SanDisk DA4064. I did go do a search on that, and I think I got confirmation that that is a soldered on drive. Here he's showing us the 56, almost 57 gigabytes for the C drive partition, 58.23 gigabyte drive. Here's showing 56.9 for the C drive. Here's this up here is just the name of the laptop. That's not that product ID number that I want. Showing again that same model number. I think here he's just showing us what screws are used to open it. And oh, that was my photo. So that's the end of the photos that he gave me. So what is my request to Martin? I think give me some better pictures that I can zoom in on and show me where you think that M.2 drive is going. If this is a revision of this model of computer that cannot be upgraded for the storage drive, which I think is probably the case, then you're not going to be able to upgrade it. Now, I think Jimmo is wondering, Doug, why do you spend any time on these old computers? Well, it still is a technical thing to work through and try to figure out along the way of techniques for figuring things out. Those same techniques can be used on a more modern, more capable computer. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, come over here and see what you all saying in chat. Brian is welcoming Ken Stout to the group. Dennis sent an email, which I already saw and dealt with. Ken says, yes, two different names due to the approved list. Remember, two different names due to the approved list. What? I remember talking about the approved list yesterday, but what does that mean with two different names? You had two different streams open. Those aren't different names. I don't get what you're saying there at all. I had to go to 4K before today. I had no problems with it, Dennis. Yeah, well, YouTube is such a perfectly designed system. Why would we ever have problems with it? Yeah, YouTube, right? Thanks for being trying. Thanks for trying for years to get in the Chic group. F5 is also refresh. Oh, instead of hitting the refresh on the browser refresh button, correct? Dennis, I clicked on the very dark arrow on the right side of that section, and the schedule info appeared. Oh, so you got it fixed already. Clicked on the very dark arrow on the right side. Let's go see. Very dark arrow on the right side. This dark arrow here. So once you clicked on that, oh, all right. Well, okay. Isn't that where you would? That's what I would assume you would be doing. It's dark right now because this box isn't selected. This box is selected, so things are lit up here. If you click down in this box, I would think that should lighten up this arrow, that you can click on it, or if you just come straight down to this arrow and click on it. So basically, when you click the button to schedule it, you were able to schedule it, is the way I'm understanding that. Before you could click the whole box. Brand new in chat. He says, before you could click the whole box. Oh, okay, I know what you're saying. You could click the whole box and it would just, boom, show you the day, date, and times. That makes sense. I've seen them make little subtle changes like that, and then that messes up your workflow because you're used to doing it a certain way. They change it, and oh, now you got to click this little tiny thing over here. That could be something that YouTube fixed. They called it a fix. We called it nuisance. Stop changing stupid little things that don't matter. Here we go again. M data or SATA. Yeah, SATA, M.2 SATA. That I think is the right way to say that. It's an M.2 SATA or an M.2 NVMe. M SATA, right. M SATA would be implying that it's SATA on an M.2. Whereas if you just say SATA, that might be a 2.5-inch drive. So I think you would have to say M.2 SATA or M SATA. I think those words ought to be interchangeable, right? M.2 SATA, Jim says. Maybe Wi-Fi. How much, from John Londog, how much storage space was on that machine? Usually 3264. Yeah, so we've shown that after he asked that question. My 5th gen laptop M.2 slot, but it's SATA. Yep, M SATA. I'm sure that old laptop would not be NVMe, right? Certainly it's a SATA M.2. M SATA, then M.2 SATA, then M.2 NVMe. So are you saying M SATA is not the same as M.2 SATA? M SATA are short 2240 or smaller. Okay, yes, that rings a bell of familiarity. Hang on. That rings a bell of familiarity. M SATA shorter, and I don't even know that they're sockets. It is a slight difference. Yeah, Greg M saying M SATA is different than M.2 SATA. Okay, thank you for affirming that or confirming that or correcting that. Dog, maybe it's best to look up the specifics of the specification on that particular computer. How do you do that with a model number that has various different models? I did find a manual that talked about the replacing the SSD. It didn't have any photos. It didn't have any diagrams. So that's why I wanted photos from him. So how do you find the specifications of that particular computer if the model number we have has a number of different variations? That's why I wanted a photo of a label to try to get more specifically the correct computer. The schedule info has a new option for converting from members only to public. That probably messed things up for the display. That makes sense. Ran Israel to Greg. M SATA is not the same as M.2. M SATA is wider. Yes, that makes sense too. As a matter of fact, I want to say it's kind of looks more like the width or the size of a Wi-Fi card, doesn't it? Let's see. How about if we go back to his photos? Let's see. I got to find his photos over here. Then where was that thing? This right over here. No, that's got the 2 antenna leads on it. That's definitely Wi-Fi. Could the M SATA be visible? It might be underneath this panel. This area here looks the same as that video that I showed. Come back to chat. That picture is not showing a socket from what I can see. You're seeing traces. I agree with that. That may indeed be an M SATA connector. Maybe. Greg saying Rand Israel is correct, but they're not the same. Dog, I remember way back in the day when Windows 10 first came out, there were a lot of tablet-type computers that promised to be compatible with Windows 10 and were initially, but as time went on, they would not update to the next version of Windows 10 because of the lack of storage space. I had 2 of them. They didn't cost me much, and I knew they were eventually going to be disposable, but it really wasn't long after I purchased them that this occurred. Kind of disappointing. Machines that have soldered on components are really limited on what they can do, and most importantly, if things change, continued compatibility. Well, that's what you get when you buy a cheap machine. You get limited capabilities. Dennis, I'm converting my members only videos to public and then scheduling them as a premiere. Got it. Ken Stout, 2 screens, 2 different YouTube accounts, one a mod and one not proved. Well, now you used your words, Ken. When you use your words to describe what you're trying to communicate, I can understand what you're saying. Use your words. Use your words, boy. 2 different names due to the approved list, remember. That's really... I'm running a YouTube show here. You know the number of things that I'm dealing with in my head. Here you're using your words to describe what you mean. Sigh. Get it through his head. Before you could click the whole box, right? M SATA is different. Here's, let's see, what's he got here for us? Is that the, that's a premiere in 4 hours. And so this is one that he probably had set for members only and is changing it to public. M SATA was used on Lenovo's Yoga. I did an upgrade last month or so for someone. It was difficult finding an M SATA that was from any recognizable brand. Scheduled the old-fashioned way. New option needs work. Here is mSATA drive. Okay, yeah. Now these pinouts, the edge connector is not the same as an edge connector for an M.2, is it? I don't think that is. Compare mSATA edge connector to M.2 SATA edge connector. See if it'll get me right there. Are they going to give me photo? Here. Yeah. M key edge connector, B key socket for MP, M key edge connector, B and M edge connector. Yeah, so those aren't going to go into the same socket. This one, the mSATA. This one, the M.2, I think. All right. I got to get out of here. I don't have too much further to catch up. By the way, I hate soldered in RAM and storage. That's another reason not to buy a Mac. Do all Macs have soldered in? I don't know. Look up mSATA versus M.2 SATA on images.google. Yeah, I think that's what I just, although I didn't do images. How about if I go back and say images? Images here. Flood of information. M key, B plus M key, B key. I don't think this has the mSATA. mSATA. Yeah, here's mSATA. Completely different. That's a different location for that slot. But that does look like the photo over here. Get back to that one. That looks like maybe the amount of separation between those. But these look like traces to go to these connectors. See, each one of those traces is lined up with one of these round solder points. So I'm thinking that the socket for the mSATA would be soldered onto these solder spots here, and that the socket's not actually there. I think. System info. Yeah, MS32 might help get to the exact model, but is that exact model information even available on the internet? Because what I was found was kind of thin. So, Martin, that would be MS info 32, and then go to File, Save, give it a file name, and then send that to me as an attachment. That was a good idea. Breaking news: NVIDIA releases a new driver while I was scheduling my video. Yeah, whoopee. I'm not going to pursue that. I'm glad Dennis found the scheduling button for setting the times. Anyone ever used Windows Phone? Yes, I had a Windows Phone for a couple of years. I would not go back to it. It was okay, but it was like the Windows 8 icons. It was before Windows 8 came out. I did not find it user friendly. Greg M, like MacBooks with soldered on memory and SSDs. MacBooks. That doesn't mean iMacs. I think iMacs are typically upgradable. Home users buy based on price, not hardware, and usually they are never going to want to upgrade. But in this case, I bought a cheap one a long time ago. It's not large. It's not large enough space for Windows 10 now. Maybe Martin Hogg, what you could do is do a fresh install of Windows 10 in order to get rid of the extra clutter that's not needed. System info, quick way to look. Sounds good. MS Info 32. Hexona's Halloween outfit on Twitch. Let's see. Can I show that to people here? I'm going way over time and I've got a client that needs me. You're hearing my alarms ring in the background, reminding me to do things after the show is over. This I can't fast forward or rewind. That's something I really don't like about Twitch. I'll switch back to it in a little bit, see if we can see her outfit. One Dog, I turned that machine upside down, look for some kind of OEM sticker for all the information we need. It should be there somewhere. Otherwise, we need some special software if it doesn't show up in system info. Yeah, that's what I was intending to communicate to Martin Hogg. I don't think I made it clear enough because he didn't give me full view pictures of the bottom of the computer, the sides, and the top. Otherwise, we need special software. MSATA has its specific keys for its functions due to type of socket. I didn't want to go down that road because I'm hoping MSATA kind of fades away. It never really took off and was goofy. When it was used, a lot of things to consider before looking at using the socket. You could easily buy the wrong part. Round things are test points. Oh, they're not solder points? All right. Yeah, I realized that was an ad. I was happy with my Windows phone. At the time, I had no experience with other smartphones, no experience with Apple phones. So I'll try. Yeah, here we go. Oh, there's Hexona's costume. Look at that. Oh, when I can't zoom in on a YouTube video. It zooms in on the other stuff around there, but the video itself gets smaller. So there's Hexona's costume. All right, that's it. Get out of here, Doug. I got clients waiting, people to do things to see. Whatever. Happy Halloween. I got 4 good bags. I should show you. I should have had those bags of candy out to show you. 4 big bags of candy bars. The mini bars, not big full bars. All right. Happy Halloween, everybody. Have fun. Goodbye.